Hello my dear students, very good morning to all and welcome to the class. So today we will be seeing your two topics, that is your high yielding varieties and your single cell protein. Dear students, in your last lecture we people have done plant breeding. Plant breeding क्या है हमने अच्छे से पढ़ा, conventional plant breeding techniques, classical plant breeding, what is the difference between two and what are the steps of plant breeding we clearly understood, right? Now plant breeding of course we people have done for improving varieties of present crops, yes or no? Yes. So dear student, in this video we will be understanding your high yield varieties, which is also called as your HYV. Am I clear? High yielding varieties. Okay. Dear students, if I am talking about India, we very well know that India is an agricultural country. Yes or no? Yes, सबको पता है India एक agricultural land है. If I am talking about our country, then agriculture itself contributes to 33% of India's GDP and it is responsible in giving employment to 62% of population. See, percentage is very big. Agriculture का contribution कितना है? 33% है. कितने परसेंटेज को एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोवाइड कर रही है आपकी एग्रीकल्चरल इंडस्ट्री? तो 62%. We very well know that India is one of the overpopulated country. It is one of the overpopulated country. Yes. So there arises a big question mark: how to feed this entire human population? Then comes a green revolution. How can you define green revolution? Green revolution एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जहाँ पे हम जो क्रॉप्स है उनकी यील्ड बढ़ाते हैं. That is what I mean by green revolution. So बच्चों, what is green revolution? It's basically a technique where we are improving yield of crop. You can note down the same in your notebook. क्या है green revolution? It's a technique, right? Green revolution is a word which is used, right? Which is used for those processes by which we have improved yield of crop. Am I clear? Some of them we people have already discussed. Right now I will be revising that only. We have understood high yielding varieties of wheat, rice, sugarcane, yes or no, millets. We people have clearly understood. Once again, let's recall the same. Chalo. So as I have written, first one we will be talking about wheat. Chalo. If I am talking about wheat, then my dear students, in year 1960 to 2000, are you people getting my point? 1960 और 2000 के बीच में हमने wheat की yield increase करी है from 11 million to 75 million tons. At the very same time, the yield of rice is increased from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. It's a drastic increase. You can see कहाँ 11 million ton, कहाँ 75 million ton, कहाँ 35 million tons, कहाँ 89 million tons. And the contribution, the Nobel Prize winner for the same was Borlaug, Norman E. Borlaug. It was his contribution that he introduced semi-dwarf varieties. इन्होंने प्रोड्यूस करी थी semi-dwarf varieties and it was introduced in 1963. It was introduced in 1963. Some of the improved varieties are Sonalika and Kalyan Sona. We know this, right? Sonalika and Kalyan Sona are improved wheat variety. Am I clear? Okay, बच्चों. Apart from this, there are certain improved wheat variety जिसके मैंने names यहाँ पे लिखे हैं. That is your Lerma Roja 64A. Then is your Sonara 64 early. Then is your Safe Lerma. Then is your Choti Lerma. Then is your Sarvati Sonara. These are the names of improved wheat varieties of crop. Am I clear, बच्चों? I hope you understood this very well. Sonalika, Kalyan Sona, you are familiar with. These are your new terms. Lerma Rosa 64A, Sonara 64 early. We are having your Sarvati Sonara. We are having your Choti Lerma. We are having your Safe Lerma. These all are improved wheat varieties. Am I clear? Okay. Next, look on to rice. Chalo. If I am talking about rice, then semi-dwarf varieties of rice were developed from IR8 at IRRI. है ना? IR8 at IRRI. And this is present in Philippines. This is present in Philippines. What is the full form of IRRI? चलो फटाफट आप मुझे बोलो. That is International Rice Research Institute, जो कि present है Philippines में. Am I clear? Okay. Then we are having your Jaya and Ratna. These two are rice varieties, my dear students. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका rice. फिर क्या है आपका sugar cane. Two improved varieties. Number one is your Saccharum barberry. Number two is Saccharum officinarum, as I have written over here. Scientific name separately underline. Chalo, Saccharum barberry, if I am going to talk about, it's present in North India and it is having poor sugar yield content. At the very same time, if I am talking about Saccharum officinarum, have higher sugar content but do not grow in north. तो सिंपल सी बात है, क्या करवाया? क्रॉस करवाया, ब्रीडिंग करवाया between this variety and this variety. The offspring, the progeny which was obtained have high sugar content, have thick scale and can grow in North India. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका sugar cane. Then comes your millet. We are having hybrid varieties of bajra, we are having jua, we are having maize. Exactly, millets है क्या? तो millets are those plants, right? Millets are those plants who produces large crops of small seeds. Large crops of small seeds. Am I clear? We people are having hybrid bajra, jowar and maize, right? तो बच्चों ये क्या हो गया आपका high yield varieties. Then what we people have understood? We people have understood plant breeding for making disease resistant plant, right? Secondly, people have understood plant breeding for pest resistant plant. Then we people have understood plant breeding for improving food quality, which is called as biofortification. जिसको क्या कहा जाता है? Biofortification कहा जाता है. Dear students, in making all such, say for example, disease resistant plant, pest resistant plant, for improving food quality, the steps of plant breeding remains common. That is collection of germplasm. Then comes your what? Evaluation of germplasm for selecting parents, फिर क्रॉस करवाओ, फिर सुपीरियर प्रोजेनी ढूंढो, फिर टेस्ट करो एंड कमर्शियलाइज करो. The step remains same. Am I clear? Okay. Then my dear students, we people have started with single cell protein, that is your SCP, single cell protein. Okay. Human population, again overpopulated country, there are 25% of human population who is suffering from hunger and malnutrition. Most important point, 25% of human population जो है हमारी, it is suffering from hunger and malnutrition. What could be the alternate source of obtaining food? Is production of single cell protein. We very well know that we people are using microorganisms for obtaining fermented foods like cheese, like idlis, right? Even there are some organisms which we are eating, which is animal, I can say. So for example, हमने पढ़ा था Chlorella spirulina, है ना? Yes, these are edible one. If I am talking about your mushroom, so these peoples are eating. Yes or no? Yes. But techniques must be developed for production of protein-rich food from low-cost substrate. एक एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको बताऊं, स्पाइरुलिना, the one which is given in our NCERT textbook. Spirulina, if I am going to talk about, then this spirulina actually works on wastewater that comes out from potato processing, है ना? This spirulina can grow on molasses, can grow on straw, manure, it can grow. Yes or no? Yes. And it produces a large biomass. Which is used as a food. वापस से एक बार, spirulina है. This spirulina act on, किसके ऊपर एक्ट करती है? सारी वेस्ट चीजें. Say for example, waste water coming from potato processing plant, molasses, straw, animal manure, right? Even sewage, it can work on this and convert this waste into biomass that we can use as a food. And this biomass is actually a single cell protein. ये biomass को कहा जाता है single cell protein. So look what definition I have written. The cell from microorganisms such as bacteria, yeast, filamentous algae, treated in various way and use this food, which is called as your single cell protein. इसको क्या कहा जाता है? Single cell protein कहा जाता है. So dear students, if I am saying single cell protein, it doesn't mean that unicellular organisms are used for producing biomass. It doesn't mean that unicellular organisms are used for producing biomass. Biomass is formed by unicellular organism as well as multicellular organism. Am I clear? Okay. Chalo, if I am talking about substrate, then substrate for production of this single cell protein ranges from carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide which is coming as an industry effluent. हमारे लिए ये वेस्ट है, लेकिन सिंगल सेल प्रोटीन के प्रोडक्शन के लिए इट इज सबस्ट्रेट. Am I clear? Or it can be some organic substance. I can say it can be some organic substance. Rather than this, I should say low cost organic substance. जैसे कि sawdust. Then I can say paddy, straw and many more. ये substrate है बच्चों, right? Substrate मतलब material which is used for production of single cell protein. Done? Okay. Now if I am talking about your commercial production of single cell protein is based on yeast. Yes, it is based on yeast and your other fungi like other fungi. This is filamentous fungus actually, that is Fusarium graminearum. Am I clear? ऐसे आप याद रखो. Fusarium graminearum. Am I clear? So what I have told, Fusarium graminearum. Am I clear? Okay. So this is commercial production. Some other microbes which are used in production of single cell proteins are spirulina, which is given in our NCERT. Cyanobacteria, spirulina. Bacteria, this is also given, Methylophilus, Methylotropous bacteria. Yeast is your Candida utilis, and this is filamentous fungi, that is your Fusarium graminearum. Am I clear? So this is some extra information about your single cell protein and high yielding varieties, right? I hope this is very much clear.